Okay, hello friends, welcome to another episode of Tyranny. Today we find ourselves in quite a pickle, because we have just 8 short days before the Edict of Kairos will be executed and we all will be dead. So, and so let's better start to do the thing for our allies to make sure that we will be alive after these short 8 days. But before we go anywhere, let's check the camp and speak with two guys um, whom we are supposed to help in the minor task while the Supreme Commanders are preparing the plan. But before it, let's level up because my character just gained yet another level. Well, not yet another level, but just the second level. Okay, we have a might, quickness, wits, finance, vitality, and resolve. For now, I'm thinking that maybe we should go either for might or for vitality, because for my kinda tanky like character, vitality is quite important, but on the other hand I really need to deal more damage. But we have a very much DPS character here, so for now let's maybe try to go for vitality to improve our health, so we will be able to tank the guys while Verse deals the damage. Okay, and I guess that's all for the level up, so we can do save. Okay, so let's have a brief glance at the journal. We have primarily task, which is primary task, which is speak with Iron Marshal Irenaeus, and guards are currently attempting to secure the Tarican. Speak with the Fifth Eye. So these guys are two commanders-in-chief, are the right hands of the Supreme Commanders, the Fifth Eye and the Iron Marshal Irenaeus. So let's try to find them. So this is Iron Marshal Irenaeus. Hello. Don't just... So, Iron Marshal Irenaeus, what she says. Don't just cuddle the impact. Push back with your shield. Take the moment. She's drilling the scouts, not scouts, I mean the recruits or someone from their regiment. Iron Marshal Irenaeus, field commander of the disfavored, pounds her fist in the air as she calls out to the warriors on the training field. I set eyes on your opponent's waistline. If you spend more than a glance checking his footwork, you have lost. The disfavored officer turns to you, adjusting her pale golden circlet as she clears her throat. Need to stay on top of the troops or their skill will rust. It's for their own good, even if they don't believe it. Ah, it was mentioned you're short on warriors and need help. What's the situation? Ah, I have brigade amassing along places, Ecolas and Little Tooth Crossing. The Vendrian Guard may be able to hold on the bridge, but they cannot hold against a concentrated three-pronged attack. I have no right to give you orders. Her words falter, a short cough breath in her flow. But we all die to Kairos' edict, should we fail, so I am not about to let my pride blind me to the value of good health. Okay, I will assist. This is the second major attack on the river, correct? What happened the last time? What's the value of taking the crossing? Okay, let's just be a straightforward here. Uh, then our plan just might work. The Iron Marshal lifts her gauntlet close to her face, shifting her eyes from you to the metal art articulations. We are loath to work with those who do not share our training and our values. We know that Tannen, the educated, select only the most capable minds for his court, and I trust you will honor us on the field. Antonio will be leading the charge at the Echokal crossing. Assisting you will be Barrick of the Stone Shield. She points to a heavily armored soldier standing sentry at the edge of the training field. I believe it's him. Before you ask, not the Forge Bound. Before you ask, okay, let's quickly read about Forge Bound before. The Forge Bound are mages. Oh, I read it. I'm sorry. Weren't sloshed on the Duplest when they fitted his armor. He survived the full force of the Edict of Storm, and this armor doesn't exactly come off. Technically, it's quite brilliant, but otherwise, it's sometimes it's something of a curse. Yeah, that's really seems to be a curse. Seems to be a curse. Tapping her helmet twice, Iranian signals to the hulking presence. Barik, come meet the Fatebinder. The soldier that steps up to you better resembles an amalgamation of rusted blades and mismatched pieces of armor fused into a vaguely human shape. He reeks of sweet, feces, and whatever oil treatment keeps him flexible. Okay, nice.
Fatebinder, the Iron Marshal has tasked me with keeping you alive, and I have no intention of disappointing her. That should be enough assurance for anyone.
Oh no, no.
Likewise, good Binder.
The soldier heaves a heavy iron arm into a salute, his whole body clenching as he wraps his gauntlet against his twisted sheets of metal that form his breastplate.
Barrick, is that you under there? I had no idea you were in Vendrian's well. Fatebinder, do you know this walking anchor?
Okay, no, I really don't know him. Just a minute. Did you know each other? I encountered Barrick in the Stalwart campaign, though he appears much changed. He is an excellent soldier. Uh, he may be as heavy as an anchor, but at least he is not as dense as one. Okay, let's speak like that. Let's answer like that.
You're generous to say so. I'm afraid I left the better part of myself on the killing fields of Stalwart, but it's still in my pride and honor to serve the Legion.
His voice falters. You can't tell if it's hesitation or regret that stalls him. The Fatebinder will be joining us for the push across the river. I figured an extra hand might help. Yeah, indeed. And more importantly, if my worries come true and the course tries to impede the mission, we will have an observer from the court on our side. Okay. I'm not sure whether it's your pride speaks now or it's just a real suspicion.
I look forward to working with you again, especially after our time in Stalwart. You defended our honor to the Scarlet Chorus, and a friend of the Legion never goes unthanked.
Okay, let's lore for a second. When the Scarlet Course blames the disfavored for a failure on the battlefield, you upheld the Iron Legion's reputation and punished the marauding Course for their lack of tactics. Any choice would have challenged your impartiality in the army's eyes, but you stuck by your convictions.
Better to work with the Honorable Binder than some chorus children.
He nods to you, his armor creaking as he bends his neck. I ask Barrick accompany you there to arbitrate the cooperation between his companion and the Scarlet Curse. Barrick, you have been without a cohort since the last Battle of Stalwart. It's time we gave you a task more worthy than hauling wagons and leading training drills. She plants her hand on her hips and speaks in clipped official terms. Ash has assigned you to the Fatebinder service. Fatebinder service. You are to assume this task isn't going until we find a more permanent spot for you, which could very well mean the swiftly approaching end of this war, or when the Fatebinder dismisses you. Is that understood? Barrick regards the Iron Marshal in oppressive silence. I almost have read Iron Maiden, okay. That's an order, Barrick. She shakes her head and sigh, returning her focus to you. He can be as stubborn as pulling a spire out of the earth, but he's a good soldier, I don't doubt it. I hope he don't mind the company. I'm honored to have a member of the Iron Legion at my side. I don't mind, but I'll allow it anyway, if only so I can put a large object between myself and the enemy. Okay, let's be a good guy here. Excellent, I look forward to your success in the field. And conversation. Okay, that's
I
nice.
got it.
Let's, before leaving, speak with the... Okay, where's the task? Meet with Antio and Echo, Echocal Crossing. Antio and his company of soldiers are moving to break the opposition blockade at Echocal Crossing. You have been dispatched to find Antonio and assist as necessary. Okay, let's before speak with the fifth eye or whatever his name is, the chorus commander. No, it's not him. It's this. So where I can find this guy? I'm not sure I can find him here because it seems to be the company. Okay. I'm not sure whether he's there. Maybe he moved to his own camp. But okay. Let's just have a quick glimpse over this camp and find no one. Okay. What I would like to do is to... Okay, let's pick this one. Glory, let's pick this guy, Peter Keep, whatever he is. Glory to the voices of Nerat, projecting his salutation for all to earth, the grinning blood chanter rubs his staff against the ground as you approach. Fatebinder CPO, I presume. His smile quickly retreats, giving way to a sore skull. I am Peter Quip, and I am here as the emissary of the Scarlet Cross. Peter Quip looks at you impatiently. What is it like working with this favored? Let's speak about it. He scoffs, looking away from you for a moment before sniffing and returning his attention to you. Reporting to the Iron Hack is an insult. She fought one duel for her title. One, her leadership must be continuously proven, earned, and defended. Weakness should be bled to the bottom of the army, not rise on the top. Okay. My assignment here is also an insult, but one I will bear for the good of the chorus. Bitter keeps sniffs the air, smiling with one side of his mouth. If only to see with my own eyes the failure of the disfavored that will be a fine day. Okay. That's a nice cooperation of you. The chorus is the future of Tyr. I feel only derision and pity for those who fear our inevitable accession. Bitter Keep looks at you with a raised eyebrow. What in particular would you like to know? Okay, tell me about the voices of Nerod. He's Supreme Commander and Public Servant. He who sets us free but directs all. Better keep smiles as he talks, his face turning flush. The voices of Nerat is the epitome of what each of us can be, a magician without equal, and the leader of uncountable numbers. Okay, that's How did you come to join the Scarlet Course? The doctrine of strength speaks to me, and I answer its call. I answered its call, as did some of my arcane peers. I took to the course almost instantly, and like most, I cried not for the life of comfort lost to me. My magic invokes fear and terror, and I easily establish my dominance over a pack in my early days in the course. If you are so curious about it all, Peter keeps smiles, lifting an eyebrow. Perhaps you should visit our camp and see for yourself. For sure I will. What's your role in the course? I'm a bloody chanter. My magic can turn the wheel of man and tide of battle. I have held command for 3 years now, though being forced to keep an eye on the disfavored is not the reward I have envisioned for my service thus far. Sounds as if you really like the voices of Nerot. Peter blinks several times and scowls, saying nothing. That's all for now. Peter nods as you depart. Okay, nice. Okay, what can you say? Fatebinder Scipio, am I right? I'm Sevius, commander and third generation disfavored. Especially, I'm Sevius the Younger. Some folks can keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I am just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to the Iron Marshal if you have something official that needs discussing. Discussing. Phew, discussing. I'm sorry. What it is you need? I overheard you asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? Okay. I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell singers to help break the stalemate. This stalemate. I don't know what's holding up the arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. I could lend a hand. Could you? I knew that Tunan's agent wouldn't fail us in time of need. I'll mark the last known site of our Shaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Okay, why do you think the siege has delayed for so long? It should have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill, but that was before we knew the Vendrian Guard had sages and that water witch on their side, so they have some water witch, whatever it is. A bigger problem is the Scarlet Course, of course, they just blame each other. They eagerly conscript the Vendrian Guard, but I have no proof of this. But it seems they do very little to keep a watchful eye on these drafted tr- tiersmen. Tiersmen. They are often sent out on patrol, and we suspect they use that opportunity to escape back to the Vendrian Guard. Okay. Every course conscript had a choice: life under Kairos or death under the army's boots. By all means, feel free to cut down those who choose the latter. The latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't mistake each other, I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tenon's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on that matter. The two armies hasn't worked well together in years. Why do you think? Why do you think that is? Of course, he will just blame the course. Come on, Binder. Seems like asking why best thing. The disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kairos peace to the Tires, while the Scarlet Course bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the voices of Nerat had a plan, and I'll take your word for it. But the course sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. I wonder if we have been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Course will step in front of Graven Ash strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the voices of Nerat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. Tell me about yourself. Not much to tell. My father was Thebus the Elder. Seveus the Elder. His father was Seveus the First of his name, the lead drill master of Ash First Iron Guard, back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born into the Legion, and with any hope I'll die in the Legion. The rest you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immor- immortalize me. Okay, let's speak about Bronze Guard. Well, this day and age was a century ago. And they didn't know Cairo's modern luxuries like iron. So back then, the great general's inner council was known as the Bronze Guard. You should be proud of your pedigree. Okay, glad to see you have your own identity outside of the Legion. Back to the other question. Let's be polite here. Thanks, but I try not to think about it too fondly. If anything, every time I screw something up, I wish I wasn't dragging the family name through mud along with me. Okay, back to my other questions, which I asked about. Okay, let's quickly speak with the peddler here, because I really would like to buy some more of the healing potions. Okay, that's it. So for now, we are supposed to meet with Antio at Echokal Crossing, and uh, we also need to speak with the fifth side at his camp. Yeah, I didn't read properly, so I was searching for him in this camp while he's in his own. And we have the task of Forge Bound Iron. Uh, it means explore the same place for clues of the missing shipment of iron. It also we need to help to find earth shakers. Earth shakers. Uh, which mean which means implies to go to the northern clearing. Okay, so we have 3 places to visit and tasks to do. So let's save quickly and let's go. So what is our first plan? I guess the first stop will be the Scarlet Course camp. Okay, let's take. Okay, we fall into an ambush. Your path is blocked by a small group of Vendrian guard. You can go no further until you deal with them. That sounds nice. At least we have some fight between the conversations. And we can really see what this big guy
That's
is good
far
for.
enough, Fatebinder.
A woman's voice booms from atop a nearby outcropping. Flashes of aquamarine body paint. The body paint, braided adornments, and stylized staff marks this woman as a Tidecaster, one of the southern mage schools you encountered in 429 during the first campaign in Vendrian's Well. The School of Tides was once a powerful sect of mages with mastery over water and command of the moon's arcane light. The majority of the elders of the school fled in 426, fearing Cairo's coming conquest, and of the few that remained, nearly all were slain or imprisoned by the voices of narrator. Okay, so flashes of your body paint peek out from under her loose-fitting traveler's garb, and her outfit is festooned in braids and knots of sailor's line. Flanked on either side by warriors dressed in Vendran Guard regalia, the woman leans on an elaborate bladed staff pulsing with arcane energy. A swath of blue fabric rests draped over her arm. Let's read about Blue Flag. The blue flag is a symbol of diplomacy and truth recognized across most of the known world, and it is a custom that churchmen hold dear. To harm another person under the auspices of a blue flag is a grave offense. In both the Tiers and in Kairos Empire, the customary punishment is death. Okay, so she came just to speak with us.
Did the voices of Nurat send you to gather my head and complete his collection? If so, we'll have to save our tussle for another time. Today I have business. Vengeance can wait.
Gather my head and complete his collection. You recognize this woman as Tidecaster Ebb, whom you met along with the other Tidecaster in the year 429 during the first campaign in Vengeance Well. Uh, Meeting under a blue flag, you spoke primarily with the elders of the School of Tides to negotiate their surrender to Kairos. Several of the masters were moved by your words and surrendered, but many left the meeting unwilling to bend. Ebb was among them. Okay, so we met her before.
You may have consigned my school to a fate worse than death, but you've done well by the Vendrian Guard. Many of them are alive today thanks to the truce you forged years back. They seem to think you have a trace of nobility in you. Here's hoping they're right.
Okay, let's read a little bit of lore about our own decision. When the defenders of the Apex campaign sued Kairos forces for peace in 429, you negotiated the yielding of the realm, putting an end to the bloodshed, at least until fighting restarted in the early days of 431. Many in Apex know you as the Peacebinder, and many see you as the voice of mercy that kept the two generals from slaughtering every last Irishman in the valley.
In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I offer and request a delay of blade. There are matters we must discuss without fear of reprisal.
The woman bows deeply, lowering her head in a practice display of etiquette. The warriors by her remain in a ready stance, their nerves clearly on edge. In accordance with ancient customs north and south, I abide by this truth. You have me at a disadvantage. You would defend fate binders of the Archon of Justice. Uh, okay, let's be diplomatic here and look what she's going to say.
As is our custom, we are ready to kill to defend our lands, but we kill only in fair battle. We don't slay our prisoners. We know this isn't Kairos's way, but we must have hope. A few of my kin have gone missing, and though they may have perished, I have to inquire on the off chance they still live. If Captain Tarkus Deimos still lives, we would negotiate for his release.
If Captain Tarkus Deimos is still live, uh, well, he's not alive anymore. So So that's pretty an interesting choice. Should we fool her into believing that um, should we fool her into believing that we spared him, or just tell her the truth? Uh, okay, let's be honest, because why not?
I see. That is as I feared, but thank you for telling me all the same. I prefer closure to wishful thinking. If I may make one more inquiry, what of Palox Tyrell? Did he survive?
Belix Tyrell. Ah, the names mean nothing to me. Though you rarely have the luxury of matching names to the countless Tiersmen you have encountered, you are reasonably certain she is asking about the Vendrian Guard warriors that took Drastus hostage at the Aegean ruins. He did not survive the encounter. Okay. Also dead. She nods slowly, saying nothing for a long moment.
My apologies, Fatebinder. I had a terrible feeling this errand was in vain from the start. I had no
Yeah, me too.
expectations that our friends could be saved, as I'm sure the time for swapping prisoners is long gone. But at least I know of what became of them. That'll have to be enough.
Okay, what options do we have here? Sorry you did not find what you were seeking. F. Gain average loyalty. I have some questions for you. Okay. Okay. Let's let's be polite here.
Then all that remains is for me to thank you for hearing me out. In accordance with our ancient customs north and south, let us part with peaceful accord.
She bows curtly, never letting her eyes leave yours before turning to leave. A moment later, the bodyguard turns to follow. Okay, pretty much interesting encounter. Let's just quickly look at this. It's blood moss, and Sable Road. Delay unconsciousness for 10 seconds for... Okay, and immunity to bleeding. Yeah, that's nice.
On it.
Let's save quickly and continue our way. Well, that was pretty much interesting. Oh, oh, oh! I haven't looked here. We have talent points. I completely overlooked it. Let's read about it before we move any further. There are 6 categories of talents available to your character: leadership, defense, power, agility, ranged, and magic. With each level, you gain 1 point to purchase a talent from any of these categories. So with each level, I have 1 point to increase some some skills here. With a talent tree, each tier of talents unlocks based on how many talent points have been spent within that tree. To learn a talent, select the icon and then save button to confirm your choice. Each companion has their own talent trees with unique abilities. These abilities unlock in the same manner as your character's talents. As you spend points within a companion talent tree, further tiers of talents become available. Okay, so I have pretty significant lot of different talent tree. What's leadership? Very interesting. Uh, okay, interesting. So I have this also leadership tree, which is pretty interesting. Uh, Power, magic, range, defense. Okay, let's read about defense because I want to concentrate my character like a defensive tank type. So let's read more about the defenses we can have. We already have the shield slam. On this first level we can also have shield mastery. Increases the defensive benefits from shield, I believe it's passive skill. We have staggering force, causes thrust to interrupt the target, delaying their next attack. Uh, Stance challenger. Taunt nearby enemies every few seconds while the stance is active. Blade wall. Allows an additional enemy to be engaged at one time and grants a bonus to damage dealt to targets that are stunned or prone. And stance guard. Enter a defense stance, gaining a bonus to armor. Very, very interesting. So we have a defense stance, we have a taunt here, and we have blade wall. And we also can increase, I guess it's a passive skill about shield mastery. Okay, it's not like the first level, but I'm kinda inclined now to increase my shield mastery because I'll have to increase later to have shield mastery 2 later. So let's go with this. Save. Okay. I don't have any more points yet with this character, but I have We have a new level for Barik. About the character I haven't read yet. Barik is like very much like tanky character like mine. Okay, he also I guess uses 100 weapon, the shield. So let's see what is what can we improve. I'm inclined to go with might with him. Let's do it. And also let's see what he has. He has Punisher and Sentinel trees, which is what are the skills? There is it's I guess it's more defensive one, while this is an offensive tree. So while my character is more like a tanky, so maybe for him it's more or less reasonable to go with more offensive skills. So we already have Striking Iron. Strike a single enemy dealing significantly increased damage if the target is engaged in Barrick. Okay. Art of the Blade 1. Increased one-handed and two-handed melee weapon damage. Nice. Gain a chance to attack enemy as they engage you. Fire's Demeanor. Barrick becomes an intimidating force on the battlefield. Enemies nearby Barrick have their resolve reduced. Very interesting, very interesting. I really would like to have all three of it. I guess it's all our passive skills. Fierce Demeanor. Uh, what should I choose? I'm very very tempted to go with Fierce Demeanor and have debuff on the enemies. Let's try it anyway. Okay. And also, for the sake of it, let's look what skill tree does Verse have. She has a duelist and a skirmisher skill tree. Okay, we will read about it a little bit more later. And for now we can continue our way to the Scarlet Chorus camp. Okay. The guard places her hand by her belt as you approach, gripping the hilt of a blade. Past this point is Chorus territory, and you don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? Oh yeah, you really don't know who am I. Okay, I'm always in the right place. The guard tenses up, locking eyes with you. That walking hunk of rock. What's he, she, maybe it's doing here? You dolt, this is Fatebinder. He's been with us since the damn start. Even shed blood at the gates of judgment. Yeah, I fought with them at the gate of judgment. Fucking new fish. Start learning the names and faces of or find work as someone's moving target. The guard shakes her head, blushing with embarrassment. I'm terribly sorry. Now please, come right in. Okay, let's find this. Yeah, this camp looks completely different from the this favorite. So we need Scarlet Fury. We need this fifth eye or whatever is his name. or with whom we're supposed to speak. Let's have a quick glance here. Um, Speak with the fifth eye. So where we're supposed to find this fifth eye? Is that you? Yeah, that's you. The binder of Tunen arrives, squealing with teenagers' timbre. The fifth eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need to a trim. And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily. Dressed in the bronze red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the fifth eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-spattered glove. Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole? Uh, Trips of Crips of laughter emanate from under his mask. I trust you're getting your warriors ready for battle. I'm not here to follow your every order, but we all need to work together to stop this edict. How has the camp responded to the edict? Okay, we know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest. The fifth eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure. Hmm, interesting character. Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the outlet valley. And unless we deal with the second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river. Okay, so there is a second group somewhere in Outer Wallet, and I guess we are supposed to deal with them. You have how large a force, and for all these weeks you have let the enemy move freely through the valley. The disfavored think you can control your horde, and that many are defecting back to the Vendrian Guard. Okay, let's go with this one. Wrong, and perhaps he gestured with his spear in arc towards the sprawling camp. It's no mean feat to hurt this many desperate lives. For every two hands of humanity, there is at least one finger that snaps from the stress far away. A few have been lost on the margins. I won't deny that. But if you store brain, accept some rat feces. If you lead killers, accept some desertion. Yeah, he has a point. So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers. And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. Yeah, you already did with many. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian's Guard secondary camp, though three are shreds of deception in her voice. Though there are shreds of deception in her voice. Yeah, I'm not sure we can believe some prisoners. I could use her. I could use your help questioning this Variakel. Perhaps we'll get less screams and tears and more useful information out of her. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain and show him the wisdom of joining the cause. So I can speak with this prisoner. Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. I don't belong to... Okay, let's speak with the prisoner. I'll meet you there. She's waiting. She's waiting by the other prisoners. Okay. What is this? What is this parchment? I read a scroll. Uh, okay, I don't have the low requirements, so it's pointless to do that. And let's go find search for this. Okay, can we borrow something from this stack? It's a stalwart bronze sword. Very nice. Let's see what it is. I believe it's here. The stalwart bronze sword, which is, I believe, a little bit better than mine. So I will equip it from my character here and here. So now I can go and look for the prisoner. So the fifth commander of the local Scarlet Sorezika, watching in stillness, as all manner of violence and revelry occur around him, he offers a slight nod at your approach. Was there anything else? Okay, before we interrogate the prisoner, let's speak a little bit with this guy and know more about his camp and his role in it. What is your role in the course? While the whole of the course remains loyal to the voices of Nerat, I am truly the most loyal. His voice become wistful. Oh, so loyal. Of his numerous warriors. Okay, he is a Crimson Spear, part of the Archon's inner circle. Dozens of the strongest gang bosses answer to him, and from there the orders trickle down to the rest of the army. I am the Archon's martial retrainer and humble servant. I am his eyes and his ears, but also his mouth, for I speak with his authority when he is absent. He twirls his flanged spear in his hand, and I am his killing edge when the rabble is moved to war. Did you ask for this honor? I did not have to. The voices of Nerat saw the need inside of me, and through his arcane administrations burned away the clinging, clawing parts of me that foolishly resisted his enlightenment. Okay, nice. Disgusting as I might find this creature, the fifth eye is not the only one who has suffered change in the service of this world. Okay, Barry, nice to know. No, indeed, your ironclad behemoth. He looks Barrick up and down with interest. Have you ever considered jumping ship and enlisting with the course? With strengths like yours, we could have your leading a decorated gang in your first week. If I jumped ship, I would only be only be to sink to the bottom of the waves, beyond the reach of you and your parasite of an Archon. Think you mentioned loyalty twice. Now I'm really convinced. Okay. Uh, when did you take wolves of the course? Unlike the most of the conscript here, I did not need a cudgel against the head to see the wisdom of the Archon of the Secrets. I proudly joined the course in its nascent days, left my home in Bastard City to join within the incoming course, and the rest is glory and history. Okay. These days you follow the course or die. We who choose the path and killed to defend our place are the old guard. Even if it's been 2 or 3 days, the course has a short memory. She nods to the fifth eye with grudging respect. What can you tell me about Ascension Hall? What do you know of the disfavored commander? Who is strongest in your camp? Is the reliable quartermaster or peddler in camp? Okay, what is this in fact? This hall is the name of the inner sanctum of the old citadel built at the geographical center of Vendrian's wall. It was here that the Vendrian Guard signed the surrender of 429. Okay. At the center of the Vendrian's well, at the base of the mountain spire, he points to the northeast where the spire cuts a vertical line rising above all other mountains in the horizon. It is a small fortification. Ascension Hall Ascension Hall is the name of the citadel's inner council chamber. Okay. We had left a garrison when this valley was first taken in 429, with the citadel being their base of operation. When the Oathbreaker staged their revolt, the garrison at Ascension Hall was defeated. Makes sense that Kairos' edict would demand that we burn this rebellion back to its point of origin. Okay. Uh, what do you know of the disfavored commander? Iron Marshal Irenaeus is a doting warrior, just like the Archon of War. She's one of a few select disfavored, uh, cautious and cowardly enough to be trusted with the Archon's iron toddlers. No doubt her primary qualification include being related to the Ash. The Legion's the Legion's a little big into its pedigree, if you catch my drift. Keep insulting my commander and I'll slap that mask off your face. Not that I'm eager to see what's inside. Okay, it's really a problem because now they start to have a quarrel between them. Stand down, Barrick. I'm addressing the fifth side. Fifth side, we are here to cooperate or snipe each other at every turn. Uh, your mutual disrespect will be unmaken. Do I need to discipline you both? Yeah, that's really a tough choice. Okay, and that's my fault because I shouldn't have asked about all this matter. If you don't need my counsel, then I'm happy to keep it to myself. I'm not much for talking under the best of circumstances, and this doesn't even nearly qualify it. Though I'm loath to speak highly of her, I cannot deny she is a brilliant swordsman, and the other disfavored seem to take her seriously, despite the serious stick that's propped up her backside. Okay, who is the strongest in your camp? I am naturally okay. Well, the Archon is, without question, the mightiest in camp. This Snell is the master trainer here, and she's almost tough enough to take me. She's a bitter. Don't tell her I told you that, but she can be trusted to fight and lead. And while her humility is lacking, Verse is correct. She's been running with the Furies even longer than Death Knell. Too bad that skill and puissance did nothing to save her sister. Uh, Sounds like you're insulting my friend here. Did I detect a hint of fighting words in your voice? No humility. I like that in a fighter. What happened to... Okay, I can gain a little bit of loyalty with this one. Then I must have spoken in error. I mean meant no offense. I wish only to convey that Verse is a true survivor, an embodiment of the kind of grip the course reverses. Reverse, I'm sorry. Okay, is there a reliable quartermaster or peddler in camp? Talk to Snigler Dagos. He's wise enough to steal from you and he'll only cheat you a little bit. He's right over there. He points nearby to the east, but he has the important honor of trying to arm all my merry little conscripts. So don't expect Kairos armory or anything. Okay, okay. So now we have to interrogate the prisoner, but I will do it in the next video. So far as I want to take a little break. So I thank you all for watching it. So next time we will interrogate this prisoner and hopefully have some fights, because in this we only spoke a little bit. So thank you all for watching. I see you next time. Bye bye.